Honestly, I mean, I remember exactly what that feeling was like before I entered into a lounge. And it was actually, ironically, the lounge at Holt's, where I work now.
Well,
you know, the downtown shop at Walnut Street.
Same with me.
Yeah, I remember walking around, and I would peek back there, and I was probably like 19-ish, and I remember like specifically walking around there, like, you know, jeans, t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And I would look in the back, and there'd be all these guys in suits, and it seemed like a high-powered.
And you had your South Philly tuxedo on.
My South Philly, the tracksuit on.
Yep.
And the thing is like, I wanted to go back there, but I felt like, because those people were dressed in suits, and it seemed like they were talking like big business.
It was definitely
intimidating. And you know what's
intimidating.
funny? Because I couldn't hear through like the door.
Right.
And I assumed that they were. And then we went back there, and then when I finally, you know, worked up the nerve to go back there, I realized they were just talking about like stuff that I know about.
Right.
Like football and food, right?
Yeah.
And wine and cigars a little bit. Like, I educated myself over time. So yeah. But that's a big threshold that people, once they cross it, they enjoy the cigar world even more so.
Oh, yeah. All right, Mazz, before we start the video, let's have a toast.
Let's have a toast.
All right.
You know what? I'm going to make the toast.
Go ahead.
To the boys behind the camera.
Nice.
The guys that make the magic happen.
Nice.
They make us look good on a daily.
They do.
They do. And then guess what? Our subscribers benefit from it. To those guys back there, Brandon, Mike, and Mike.
Yeah.
And obviously
And
there's more people in the back. Tom, we can name them all. But guess what? We'll get the hook like the award show. They'll
Yeah,
start
but
playing the
hold
walk-off
on.
music. Why? Go ahead.
They never got me my makeup guy or artist.
They're working on it. They don't want to just get any schoonbayou off the street. They want to get a good guy or a woman.
Yeah.
But probably, I will say, but they're working on the makeup person.
All right.
Right? And I think we have to work on your list of demands.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot.
I know.
I mean, no, there's a lot
not
more.
a lot, but there's more.
There's more. No, I mean, there's a lot you haven't mentioned.
Correct.
The makeup person is in the works. I have it on good word.
All right.
But our toast needed to be to these fine young gentlemen.
Yes.
Right? They make us old Italians look pretty damn good on a regular basis. And that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Right? I'm put together by I'm all busted up.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you, but
You're right behind
we
you.
got that olive oil skin. We're good. I mean,
Yeah, we're good.
we should age gracefully.
Yeah. Right? Drinking olive oil every day. All right. Yeah. But I had to make a toast to them. Getting back to them.
All right.
To Mike and Brandon, they're in this room, and the people behind the scenes. And like I said, to our subscribers, always
Salute.
But to the boys behind the cameras, man, they kill it on a regular basis. All right? So to them.
Yep.
All right? Salute.
Salute.
How'd you like that?
It's good.
You know what I'm hoping for comes to this? I get more FaceTime than you get because I mentioned them and you didn't.
Yeah, well, you always get more FaceTime than me.
People say I talk too much, but
Well, listen, I don't mind it just because, like, I'm at a loss for words sometimes. You know, you're a lot better on the camera than I am, so I don't mind.
No.
Honestly, I'll just sit here, drink, and smoke. I don't even have to talk.
I mean, who doesn't want that job? Yeah, it's great.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. But no, I just think it's by nature. I mean, I'm the baby in my family. You're firstborn.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that. Like, so for me, I had to be vocal to get attention because everybody else was like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Well, you do a good
I was
job.
like, I just want to talk.
You do a good job at it.
As you say in Italian,
Cacchierone.
I'm a cacchierone. But I just want everyone to know that you have free reign.
No,
It's not like Mike's back there telling you,
listen,
zip it.
No, I know I'm easy though. I just like to sit here, relax, drink, smoke, throw my 2 cents in.
You know what we should do one day? This would be fun.
So often. What?
If we switch seats.
And did the same thing?
No, different. Like I want to like embody you and become you.
Nah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You could even wear my glasses, even though you stretched them out last time.
I didn't stretch them out. What do you think? I mean, they don't stretch out like as soon as you put them on.
Yeah, we could be like what's that show called? The
Siskel and Ebert.
No, it's not Siskel and Ebert. The one where like the two sisters, they know they're sisters and they find each other and they're like, hey, bang, bang, bang.
I think you just made that up.
No. Anyway, it'll be fun.
We could be like Batman and Robin, or like Siskel
all right,
and Ebert.
all right, okay, so if I'm Batman, you're Robin.
Correct.
Or if you're Batman and I'm Robin, because I don't want to show partiality.
No, you're Batman.
Okay, I'm Batman. Thank you. If I'm Batman and you're Robin, one day it would be fun if I was Robin and you were Batman, and our persona.
Well, that would be fun.
Great.
But you could still do the talking.
Then I would be Batman.
It's fine.
No. You're not getting it, are you?
I'm
not
okay with it.
I understand. You're looking for excuses to be quiet.
I have
smoke
no
and drink.
choice.
So basically, you just want to be sitting at a bar stool, drinking and smoking cigars, and not talking to anybody.
Correct.
That's not the show. It's not our channel.
It's all right.
You can't just do that. Imagine if we both took that position. People would like tune in, and me and you
like this,
and we just grunt at each other like two old men. We can't both be that person. Can't do it.
All right.
By the way, this got long-winded.
It did.
Should we intro this video already?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. So what are we talking about today, Faccia?
Today we're talking about everything you need to know about the first time visiting a cigar lounge.
That's important information.
It absolutely is.
But before we get into that, let's fire up the cigars.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Walking into a cigar lounge can be intimidating, but we're here to make sure you know that it's easier than you think.
Starting with choosing a cigar, proper etiquette, and feel confident in enjoying the experience. So Faccia, this is about lounge experience and going in for the first time, not feeling intimidated. You know, and we talked about choosing a cigar.
Right.
So before we even walk into the lounge, what do you recommend for people if they're looking for a cigar? Like, what would you do if you walked into a new shop and they have a lounge? How would you go about it?
Well, I mean, the first thing I would do, I would have something in mind that I want to smoke. You know, maybe you do your research ahead of time.
Yep.
And if you can't figure out what to smoke, obviously we're here to help you. So ask your tobacconist.
No doubt.
What kind of flavors you like, what kind of strength you like.
Yeah.
And then, you know, go from there.
Yeah.
Because they'll help you out.
Absolutely. And that kind of gets you where you need to be.
Right.
Right? So now you made your selection. Hopefully you enjoy it, which, you know, talking to your tobacconist definitely gets you there. Now we're talking about a little bit about etiquette once you're in the lounge. Because again, it shouldn't be intimidating. And I think there's so many people, myself included, when I first started smoking cigars, I was intimidated by going into public lounges because I just saw a bunch of people in there I didn't know, and they're all looking like they know what they're talking about, and I was very hesitant to go into the lounge. And the thing is, if it takes a little bit of skills, like etiquette-wise, to get you over that, this will help a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, it's always like the etiquette with a lounge always starts with support the tobacconist that you're at. So to me, the number one offense is going into that lounge with your own cigar per se. You can go in with cigars maybe in your pocket or even in a little travel case. But prior to entering that lounge, because obviously the tobacconist is letting you go in there, you know, free of charge.
Right. You want to support your local tobacconist.
Give them. It's real easy. Give them a play.
Right.
You know, even if you save that cigar for a later date, give them a play. Put the cigar in your case. Put it in your pocket. Smoke what you brought. It's fine. But to me, going into that lounge, because you got to remember, people that are in those lounges, they're regulars there, and they're going to be looking at you to, like, if you go in there and you're just smoking some of your fake Cubans from, you know, God knows what website, and you're sitting in there. As soon as you walk in the door, you're at that point, now you're a mark. Now you're making it difficult on yourself. So support the shop. Support the shop, right? And then enter the lounge with confidence. And then to me, the number one offense is just obviously not supporting the shop, because everyone there supports that owner of that shop. So you want to make sure you support the shop by buying something.
Right. I mean, you know, and when you go to your lounge, obviously you want to introduce yourself first.
What's a big deal?
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal. You don't want to go there, not introduce yourself, and just sit there and play your phone loud, play music.
Yeah, that's another no-no. But the thing is, too, I think people want to go into a lounge and not look like a rookie and show their prowess by talking about, like, things that they don't really know about. And the thing is, there's a lot of the times there's seasoned smokers in those lounges. So, you know, don't pretend to be somebody you're not.
Right.
I think you're even more well accepted when you go in almost vulnerable, which is fine, which you can be. And you want to be enlightened by the regulars there.
Right.
And because, like, every lounge has the same theme. There's camaraderie there. You know, there's regulars there that hold the fort down, And going in there with an open mind, as opposed to trying to impress people, is really important. So I think people that go into those scenarios and they try to impress people with their knowledge. You shouldn't do that. You should go into the lounge.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely be yourself. You know, you don't have to impress anybody back there. And believe me when I tell you, even though it looks intimidating, no one's judging you. They want to embrace you as a newcomer.
Right.
I mean, I know, speaking personally, I've been in lounges a lot of times. Somebody walks in and they're like, hey, my name's Mike, how you doing? I'm Anthony. And we get to talking. And to me, the best opening kind of like conversation piece is, what are you smoking?
Right.
Like, what are you smoking? And that opens up a gigantic conversation from that point on. You know, I'm smoking X, Y, Z. You know, Faccia, what are you smoking?
I'm smoking the Oliva V Milanio Addicionario.
Oh man, well to go, yeah. Well, you know, I'm smoking the Flor de las Antillas. And then you can talk about why you like the cigar. What do you know about the factories? All those little things, you know what I mean? And it starts there, and then it kind of expands from there.
Obviously, you'll learn from having a conversation with everybody that's in the lounge.
Absolutely, and everyone has their favorite kind of go-to brands, right? And then you'll learn from them about what they like, and then you're like, you know, maybe I'll experiment myself. But I think just like letting yourself just be, as you said, be yourself, relaxing and go into that environment. And I think like anything new for us as people, you just want to fit in, right? I mean, that's just like, that's the way it is. And the lounge is no different. But I think way too many people hold themselves back and be like, I can't go back there. I don't know as much as these guys look like they've been smoking for years. These guys, like, he's probably in his 50s, he's in his 60s. I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s. When am I going to go back there and talk to him? But the thing is, I always say, the cigar is a great equalizer. Even when I was a young man, even though I was intimidated at first, once I ventured into the cigar lounges, I realized that even if somebody was like 20 years my senior, we had a common bond. It was cigars, right? And then we find out we have a lot of common bonds. You know, the food we enjoy, the sports teams we root for, right? And that's usually the way the conversation goes back in a cigar lounge. Like anytime you walk through a cigar lounge, I mean, sometimes it gets, you know, a little like, you know, political at times, and that's a no-no.
Right.
By the way,
religion and politics, no.
Don't do it. You're not going to convince anybody across from you that your point.
You're only going to wind up arguing and fighting.
Yeah, it's no good. And guess what? The store owner, they don't like that.
Right.
They don't want any problems in their back room. So go in there, talk about like lighthearted stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like I was just away.
Yeah.
Out west. I went to a cigar shop. You know, obviously didn't know anybody. Introduced myself. We started talking, and then all of a sudden we got into movies.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's a great topic.
Goes to show you just.
And there's so many great shows, like series on TV. Yeah, talk about that. Talk about the food you enjoy. Talk about the wine you like to drink if you're into wine. You know, whatever. It's just keep it a light conversation. And honestly, it always circles back to cigars anyway. By the way, when you were out west, did you tell anybody you're like your big cigar celebrity? Did they know?
Nah. I mean, obviously, I told the owner or manager. Where I was from.
Right.
You know, he was excited to see me. No, he didn't throw me out.
That's good.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, but.
Right. He's like, I bet he said to you, "Where's Mazz?"
Well, he didn't, but that's all right. I don't even know if he knew we had a channel. But
no. Who is it? You remember the name of the joint?
I don't remember the name of the joint. Okay. I remember the guy's name is Dave, but
Dave.
I don't remember the.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
It was in Jackson, so.
It was in Jackson?
Yeah, he knows. If he watches, he'll know who it is.
All right, Dave, you're watching this right now. You better like and subscribe. All right, but no, Faccia, and that was a great move. Like you go in there, and honestly, I'm being facetious when I say, like, obviously you're gonna go in there bragging that you work in a cigar shop.
No.
But it's good. And the thing is, like when I encounter people, even in our lounge, once I start talking to someone, I could tell immediately, you know, that whether they're new to smoking or whether they're seasoned smokers based upon a lot of times their knowledge. But the thing is, it's like, I don't really have to embrace that person as much as, like, in other words, the people that are in that lounge will take people like newbies under their wing and start talking to them. So when I walk back there, I get a good feel for people. And the great thing about it is, like, there's all kinds of people back there. And I always say there's nothing really like that in our world as you know, as people, like where there's very few places like where you go into a public place, right? And the great equalizer is one thing, which is tobacco and cigars. And from all walks of life, from like high income, you know, blue collar, like everyone has something common. I've seen people form phenomenal relationships based upon that, like, first encounter, right? Like there's been so many people I've met for the first time in cigar lounges, and you start talking and you have that common bond and things evolve. But like the thing is to remember is like, do yourself a favor. Don't be intimidated. Jump in there and do it, right? Just be a part of it.
Yeah.
And then once you're a part of it, it's like Cheers. You know, instead of beer,
Right.
it's cigars.
Yeah.
When you walk in, they're like, "Hey, Foch, what are you doing?" And then boom, you're in the fold.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool that the cigar is the great equalizer. But then again, you know, people have their own perspective, which leads to great conversations.
Absolutely. Their own lens, for sure. Yeah, that leads to the best conversations.
Yep.
And it's always interesting, like, especially if you're visiting like a city that's not familiar to you. You go back into the lounge with regulars, and then you can start bouncing off them. You know, I'm really a big fan of Italian food. I'm looking for a steakhouse. You know, where is there like a cigar bar around here per se? Like, those are the kind of conversations that lend to a great time, and it's one of those things you'd be surprised. Before you know it, you're exchanging numbers,
Yeah.
right? And you're trying to get together at another time because of the common bond of a cigar. You know, so many great relationships have been formed over a cigar.
Yep.
I mean, we can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
And really, it starts with the first step, walking into the lounge.
Yep. So if you guys haven't visited a lounge yet, do it. Make it a great experience.
In fact, great points, by the way. Definitely don't be intimidated by going to a lounge. You have to take our word for it. Make that leap. It'll be very worthwhile. You might make a friendship that'll last a lifetime, right?
Which we did.
We did, of course we did. No doubt we did. And we want to know about your experience. What was it like the first time you entered into the cigar lounge? Drop us a comment and let us know. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, but before we depart, make sure you hit that like button.
Smash the subscribe button.
And we'll see you here next time. So
Salute.
here's to seeing you in the lounge.
I think that was a good video.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I remember exactly what that feeling was like before I entered into a lounge. And it was actually, ironically, the lounge at Holt, where I work now.
Well,
You know, the downtown shop at Walnut Street.
Same with me.
Yeah, I remember walking around, and I would peek back there, and at the time, I was just...
Well, at the time, I think it was 18. Yeah, that you were allowed to smoke, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Smoking age
when I
was
went in.
18 prior to being 21.
Yeah.
And I was probably like 19-ish, and I remember like specifically walking around there, like, you know, jeans, t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And I would look in the back, and there'd be all these guys in suits, and it seemed like a high-powered...
And you had your South Philly tuxedo on.
my South Philly, the tracksuit on.
Yep.
And the thing is like, I wanted to go back there, but I felt like, because those people were dressed in suits, and it seemed like they were talking like big business.
It was definitely
and
intimidating.
You know what's funny? Because I couldn't hear through like the door.
Right.
And I assumed that they were. And then we went back there, and then when I finally, you know, worked up the nerve to go back there, I realized they were just talking about like stuff that I know about.
Right.
Like football and food, right?
Yeah.
And wine and cigars a little bit. Like, I educated myself over time. So yeah. But that's a big threshold that people, once they cross it, they enjoy the cigar world even more so.
Oh, yeah.
Right? As an enthusiast, and the thing is, listen, if you have your man cave at home and you're like, you know what, I don't need to go, that's great. No, some people are like that. And
I'm one of them.
well, I mean, you're older now, you're a curmudgeon. But like, I respect that part of the game. And, but for me, it's like, it's an element that would be missing for me if I didn't experience that as a cigar enthusiast. So getting acclimated to that environment made me enjoy cigars that much more. That much more. So it's imperative that you experience it.
Yeah, you definitely should. Absolutely.
Right? And every lounge is similar, but yet different in the same way. Right?
Oh,
You realize that? Even geographically, where you go, what they're talking about a little bit. Right? You go down to South to talk about shrimp and grits.
Well, we were talking
You go to
about
New York, they're talking about steak.
Well, when I was out west, we were talking about fly fishing,
Well, yeah.
hunting. You know.
Well, there you go.
Right.
I mean,
So-
you start talking that stuff down at Walnut Street. I mean,
Yeah.
no one's you'll be like crickets. It'll be like,
Yeah.
fly fishing, huh?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
know.
I mean, where are we going? To Schuylkill, the lakes, where are we going? Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it is interesting how there's common, but yet there's difference. So, you know, I like that topic a lot. I really do like that topic a lot.